एक कदम आगे फिर दो कदम पीछे।
हेल्थ और टेस्ट की लड़ाई में अब आप रहिए 2 कदम आगे विद फिलिप्स एयर फ्रायर। इसकी ट्विन टर्बो स्टार टेक्नोलॉजी cooks with up to 90% less fat. There's always a way to make life better. Innovation and you. Philips.
Hello. We are back. Friday morning. Amazing place. So finally, after yesterday's amazing taco which we had at with Vikas, we thought, let's explore more, and it was really nice. The taco, really touched that point in my soul. And so that soul really reacted a lot, and we drove today about 50 kilometers early morning to this place called the Farm Lore. Also, the good thing about the Farm Lore is that a couple of chefs who are going to be featured today are on it, and then for sure they're going to feed me. So that is exciting for me. And so we are back, beautiful farm. See, I'm getting a hat today. So I picked this up all the way in the Margaret River, sunny Margaret River. It's sunny today, and we're going to have a beautiful Friday, right? Of course, many things to do. We are at World on a Plate Live. World on a Plate goes live for the very first time for charity. The industry is together, in this pandemic, during this time, which is very, very trying for us, for everyone. They've come together for the cause. Top chefs are cooking. You guys can cook along with them. I think last few days you have been cooking with them. You're having a really good time cooking with them. We're getting some amazing comments and contributions for the charity which we are supporting, the World Hunger Warriors. Please keep doing this. You guys are rocking it, Keep sending those amazing pictures of the meals you're cooking with our chefs. Please keep contributing. Appreciate these chefs, because these chefs have spent a lot of time making these special dishes for you from their homes, so that you enjoy yourself with your family, and we are able to feed more people with your contributions. So without too much to say, because I have a long day to talk about, many things to explore and tell you guys. I think we left off with my 2017 World on a Plate stories. Today the first chef is Tarun Sibal, a dear friend from Delhi. He set up a bunch of great restaurants, and he's also been a part of World on a Plate many times. He was the winner at the World on a Plate 2018, and especially talented guy. So I'm excited to see what he's going to cook. I hope you guys have gone to the website www.woap.in where you can see me. Go to the chef's section, check him out, download his recipe, get ready for an amazing masterclass. We're going to have an amazing time at this farm. I can see some beautiful coconut trees, there are mango trees. I can see a little calf there which I'm going to play with, and see you soon on the other side.
Hi guys, this is Chef Tarun Sibal and I'm with World on a Plate. I hope I am audible, loud and clear, and I hope you all can see me. So privileged to be part of World on a Plate this time, and let's wait for a few more people to join in so that we can go about the masterclass that we are here for today. I'm going to be cooking a wonderful dessert, something which is extremely simple yet very bold in terms of flavors, and there's a huge nostalgia. There's a huge there are many memories that I have with this particular dish, and when I make, I'll talk about it. As I said, it's a privilege and it's a pleasure to be a part of the World on a Plate this time around, because the cause is so noble, the World Hunger Warriors, and the fact that we're trying to feed as many people as we can over the course of next few months. Guys, do donate whatever you can. This is for a noble cause, and I'm sure we will all sleep happy at the end of the day. We are stuck in a scenario where nobody wanted to be like that, but I'm glad we are recovering. I'm glad that things are opening up. I'm glad hospitality, food is shaping up back again. So do what you have to, guys, and we are doing what we have to. So what I'm cooking today is a dish called milk and maple toast, and it's something that brings to me my childhood back, because I remember my mom used to cook this milk and bread toast for me that would be slightly seared in desi ghee with a pinch of salt and some sugar. So it was a go-to soul kind of a comfort meal for me whenever I'm hungry, whenever I'm slightly out of sorts. So my mom would dish out this particular milk toast for me. So that was the idea. Now, how do you elevate? How do I make it something masterclass worthy? So there are many elements that we will use today. There are many. In terms of a technique, this is fairly simple, but in terms of flavors, in terms of what kind of a kick it gives to you, and the amount of comfort and the amount of love and the amount of joy that this plate will bring to you would be enormous. And that's what my cooking style is. It's a lot of warmth on a plate. It's a lot of love on a plate, and a lot of comfort on a plate. And I think that's what food and the joy of food and beverage is all about. So let's see, what all ingredients do we need for making my milk and maple toast. So the ingredients for my milk and maple toast, we start with a sourdough loaf. You can also use a rye bread, or I'm a big fan of pumpernickel bread if you can get hold of it. And if nothing else, then just the normal white bread or a brown bread would do. I'm using a grapefruit to add the citrus element to this toast. You can also use a tangerine, an orange, anything citrusy. Cinnamon, a little bit of cinnamon. I'm using some microgreens. There is obviously peanut butter for the ice cream. There is maple syrup, which will be the sugar element, which will add the sweetness to my dish. This is full cream milk. We also have some cream, fresh cream. I have it two separately because I will use one for the citrus and one to make my toast. I also have some honey to sweeten up my cream. I have some caramel. I also have some oatmeal cookies for the end to add some texture to the element. I have some brownie trimmings to spice up the plate. I also have condensed milk. You can use a Milkmaid, or you can reduce the milk over a gentle flame, and this is the consistency we are looking at. And we have some vanilla bean ice cream. to go along with it. This needs to be prepped up, so this will be the first thing that we will start working with, because I want to refreeze it in the next half an hour. So what we're going to do is we're going to add some peanut butter to this particular ice cream with a little bit of honey. Be generous with the peanut butter, and like a $2. I'm using a grainier version of the peanut butter because I like the chunks of peanut to go along with it. You can, if you want a creamier version, you can use a creamier version too. So I'm incorporating the peanut butter with the ice cream, and it's a big mess because that's what we want, because even distribution of peanut butter and the vanilla bean ice cream, and then we will refreeze it so that when we finally use it, this becomes a peanut butter vanilla ice cream. I'm also using some caramel at this point of time just to add another dimension to this ice cream. Also a little bit of honey. I'm not using any sugar in this recipe. It's all natural. It's all caramel is sugar, but we have to transform what sugar we're using. So again, like a mix. And once you add the caramel and the honey, don't mix it too much, because I would want the ribbons to show from the caramel and the honey. Now this is how it will look like, and we're refreezing it. We're putting it in the refrigerator for as much time as possible. 30 minutes should do the trick, if not an hour or plus. Let's put this in the fridge now. Now that we've kept our ice cream for freezing, and we'll give it another 30 minutes or 30 more than that, we will now prepare the next few elements of the dish, which is, I'm going to start with the citrus cream. So some fresh cream, some honey for sweetness, I'm using this lovely grapefruit. It's something that I found in the supermarket, and it's a lovely fruit. It has this more than the citrus, it's the tartness that I fell in love with when I started using grapefruit. Plus the color. It's like almost like a salmon pink. There's no color like the grapefruit, as in you can call it the grapefruit color. So what I'm doing is I'm taking the peel of the grapefruit. I'm taking out the white as much as I can. I can also use a zester or something else, but I'm keeping it all the equipment that you need for this particular dish is probably a knife. So I'm just making like a slight julienne, and then I will finally cut this into small pieces that will go into the cream, and will add this lovely freshness and this vibrancy to the mixture. And you know what, sweet and tart and citrus goes hand in hand. You should always try to pair a little bit of citrus with the sweet. Chocolate and orange is like a match made in heaven. These are all tried and tested versions of flavor combinations. It's a flavor explosion in your mouth. Be as fine as possible. You can also be a little bit messy. It's as I said, food is all about joy. Food is all about getting that warmth on a plate, and sometimes you cannot be precise as well. You're okay without being precise, so it's all right. So this is my citrus that goes into the citrus cream, and I'm not whisking it too much. I'm just adding, just layering it a little bit. This will add this. So we have honey, fresh cream, and the lovely grapefruit skin that we chopped. Now that we are at the grapefruit quantity, I also want to take some segments out of the grapefruit that I will use a bit later. Here are some lovely segments I want to take out. Between the skin, I'm just using my knife, the skin will guide me to take out these lovely segments. I just need a few, so I think this is about it. This is more than what we need. I'm just using these 4 segments. This will come later. This will be the last element of the dish. But now that I was on the grapefruit, so it was nice to do the segments right away. So we've done our citrus cream. We've done the ice cream is freezing. We've got our grapefruit. It's now the time for the highlight of the dish, which is my toast. And how do we impart flavor to the toast? And how do we process the toast? So it's the bread that will do a lot of talking. It's the way we cook it will do a lot of talking. And obviously the amount of dairy that we're going to use, the amount of love that we're going to add to my toast is going to do a lot more talking than what I'm doing at the moment. So let's now do the next step, which is the preparation of the toast. We were talking about how to now talk about the highlight reel of my dish. This bread, which is a day old. I'm not using fresh bread because anytime when we do an improvisation on a French toast, it's always nice to do bread which is a day old probably. And I'm going to give it a big chunky kind of a portion, almost like a crescent moon if I'm not wrong. I'm going to do a I'm going to do a slice like this, which is going to be the part of my highlight reel. I'm also taking out a little bit of skin off the bread because I want the dairy to seep in. I'm not removing everything because I also need some crispy bits. So probably half and half. So just done this. It's time to now give it a lot of flavor and some dairy. So I'm using milk. This is full fat milk and cream. Again, so almost like a half and half of cream and milk, and I'm using maple to sweeten my dairy. Be generous with the maple, it has this unique sweetness to it, native of Canada. So I'm now going to give it a small rough mix, and you can see that the maple has also imparted a little bit of color to this liquidy, lovely, syrupy dairy that we're using. And I'm going to now put the bread inside this mixture and give it a lovely coat and let it be inside for almost like a minute and a half, maybe more. Let the juices go inside the bread, it gets rehydrated, and then we will put it on the toast, on the flame. So while this is happening, I'm giving it a lovely twist. While this is happening, I'm going to heat up my butter, which is going to be the cooking medium for this particular dish. And I'm also going to brown my butter a little bit because the nuttiness that will give to the butter is going to be amazing. This will add another flavor element to the dish. And so we will only cook the bread once the butter is slightly brown or it's turning brown. And that's when the nuttiness of the butter will impart its flavor to the bread. And be generous with the butter, guys. There is no substitute for butter. There is no substitute for what butter can do in any of the dishes. So, as I said, I have used a big dollop, and I would want the butter to actually coat the bread in a lot of ways. There's one more thing that I'm going to add to this mixture. I will probably sprinkle it around, which is my cinnamon. Again, dairy, cream, and cinnamon again are match made in heaven. I'm not using a grater again. I'm using my knife, and this much amount of cinnamon would do a lot of good to the dish. The butter is about to change color. We'll wait for another 5 odd seconds before it becomes all frothy and all gooey. I think it's about time now, and it's also the right time for the bread to have soaked in all the juices. So I'm going to put it face down. And you can see already the butter has changed color, the dairy has started working, the bread will be toasted. And what I'm going to keep doing is going to keep adding the butter on top of the bread also. Almost like a steak. Almost like. So keep the heat on medium at this point of time, so that you don't overdo it. And it needs some good odd 5 minutes, some 4 to 5 minutes on one side for it to be cooked throughout. And you see this. See this? This is the lusciousness that we were talking about. This is all the oomph that we're talking about. This is what a chunky dessert looks like. I'm gonna still cook it on one side more. And you know what? This is about it in terms of the kind of cooking we're gonna do, because it's a misconception that good food is always tricky. There are techniques that one would need to follow. There are ingredients that you will not have at your houses. There is, I don't know, equipment that you might need which you will not have. It's all untrue. It's I think good food is just about you putting your heart out on a plate, you making a statement on a plate. And I always tell my teammates, and they have queries about how do you make each dish special, and all I tell them is that add a lot of love and add a lot of confidence to what you're doing. As in, when you are having that pan in your hand and you have those ingredients with you at your disposal, use that strength, that inner strength to then now cook. If you will be wary about what you're doing, it will show on the plate. This is so healthy. And post the session, you can join me for a Q&A on my Insta handle, Tarun Sibal, and I would love to answer every query of yours about food, beverage, anything that you want to ask me. It will be a pleasure to answer that if I'm able to. And if I'm not able to, I will obviously come back to you in terms of the right answer. And again, that's again a lesson when you cook, that if you don't know something, it's you should ask. And if you don't know a technique, learn it. Don't shy away from what you don't know. It's actually a way to improve yourself, and that goes for not only food, for every other thing that you have in life. That's been my mantra. That's been something that I always have vouched for, and it helps me when I cook. So you can see that this is the side which is brown, has a lovely pinch to it, and I'm just slightly increasing now the flame, and I keep doing what I was doing. I'm going to add this nutty brown butter. So the butter is also not only cooking, but it's also an ingredient that we've used to flavor the bread. So it's not only a cooking medium, it's also a key ingredient in this toast of mine. I don't know about you guys, but I'm drooling. I'm not counting calories for sure. This is not for the faint-hearted. And if you want to still count your calories, go for a run, guys. Don't mess up with this toast. The butter can't be substituted. The maple can't be substituted. Same goes for the cream. I think the only healthy, so-called health portion on this is the grapefruit, and that's like a camouflage. You say, okay, I had a grapefruit for dessert, and no, don't talk about the bread, and don't talk about the ice cream, don't talk about anything. Just say we had some grapefruit, and it should work. This is so awesome. What I want is a fine crust on the side of the bread, and I want it gooey in the center, but crisp on the top, so that there is that textural difference that we want for this. So though it's just a bread and butter, but you need a lot of love when you're cooking this. You need a lot of patience when you're cooking this. There's no easy way out. I can't do this in a minute. It will take some time, and that's the beauty about cooking. You should always have time at your disposal. You can't expedite a process. If something needs 5 minutes, if something needs 5 hours, you need to have those 5 hours. There is nothing that you can do about it. So a lot of people talk to me about this concept of a dal makhani, which is 24 hours cooked on a slow flame, or a rang, which is cooked 4 times, or anything for that matter, which require time. So you need to have that time at your disposal to cook and make the most out of it. So this is, I'm going to just leave it now for some more browning on each side, and till then we can now prepare the final elements of the dish, which is the plating, which is a lot of components being added to that plate, and let's see how it goes. So now the bread is all crusty and crisp on the outside, but I can feel that it's still soft in the middle, exactly how we wanted it to be. Just the final bit touches, and then we'll do the plating of the dish. So to plate the dish, again, we're looking at an abstract kind of plate for this particular dessert. It's not a very, it's a chunky dessert. It's almost like a very American style of something which is sweet, and not say like the French or anything else. So we're not looking at a very finesse plate, but we're looking at something which is chunky, gooey, inviting, and that kind of plating is the idea. So we'll keep it abstract. So I'm using my condensed milk, and I'm just throwing it on the plate. I'm not even placing it, I'm just throwing it. I'm just doing dips and dollops of it. Similar is what we do with our caramel next. Again, just a random mess that we're going to create. Finally, a little bit of honey. All 3 sugary elements on the plate. And I think it's now time for my toast, which will get a final browning now. And I'm going to take it out. I'm keeping it on one side. And we'll now add the other elements that we wanted on the plate. But I'm also going to add some more stuff on the bread, so that once you take that bite in, you should have all of it together. Chunky bits of the condensed milk. I'm refraining from honey at this point of time. The citrus cream that we made in the first go will become a key element. I'm just pouring it on the bread on one side. adding my brownie trimming on the plate and my oatmeal cookie. I'm breaking my oatmeal cookie almost like a crumble on top, using my hands to this. So this will add a lot of crunch, a lot of texture to the elements. So as I said, this is going to be a wonderful, messy kind of a dessert, and loads full of it. And guys, this is the sharing portion. Don't try this at home by yourself. This is a sharing portion. Eat it with people that you love. Eat it with family, friends. This is a celebration on a plate more than anything else. Time for some healthy elements. I am adding a little bit of grapefruit to my dessert so that it gives a lot of vibrancy, a lot of color, and also some tartness to the dish. Now, it's not adherent, it's not very sweet. It has this bitter aftertaste to it as well. Adding a little green elements to the dish. This again will add some color, some freshness. And while I do this, somebody should help me with my ice cream that's laying out in the fridge. That will be the final element. So let me get that ice cream out from the fridge. So how's it looking, guys? Is it looking messy enough? Is it looking pretty enough? Is it looking oomph enough? I think it is. This is something spectacular, I think. And you know what? A lot of times what happens is that you conceive a dish and on paper in your head, and you know for a fact that once you transform this onto a plate, it will be that very, very special. So my ice cream is almost done. It's not fully set, but it works for the dessert. I can give it some more time, but this is also good enough. So my peanut butter ice cream, and finally some more greens. And voila, this is the final dish, guys. I want you to have a close look at this. This is what an awesome mess looks like. This is what sumptuousness, this is what voluptuousness looks like on a plate. This is oomph, as I call it. This is not for the faint-hearted. This is something for this is absolutely joy. This is pure joy. This is pure sinfulness on a plate. I'm salivating, guys. I'm literally salivating. So you saw this was simple. This was in terms of technique. This is something that you can replicate at your houses. All you need is a day-old bread and some ingredients at your disposal, and this is how you think like a chef. This is how you incorporate all these flavors, textures together into something which is pretty special on the plate. This now will be available at Street Stories in Indiranagar, Bangalore. It's my vegetarian craft kitchen, and I would love for all of you to come and give it a try. I'm sure you'll love it. This maple and milk toast will now be available at Street Stories, thanks to Word on a Plate. Do remember, guys, to donate. It's for a humble cause. Anything that you can vouch for is going to be good enough. And as I said, I'm privileged. I'm proud to be part of Word on a Plate this year, because the cause is so noble, the cause is so humble, and it is a proud moment for me to do this plate for you today. I hope you liked it, and now you can catch me for the Q&A on my Insta handle. I would love to answer all your queries, all your questions about the dessert, about the plate, about being a chef, about food and beverage in general, the hospitality industry, or any other thing that you want to ask me, it would be an honor to be interacting with you. Looking forward to having you guys, and keep cooking, make the most of it, spend your time with your loved ones, and celebrate food. I think that's one of the biggest joys that you have in life. Keep celebrating, keep enjoying. Bon appetit. Thank you. I'll see you on the other side with the Q&A. Cheers, guys.
एक कदम आगे फिर दो कदम पीछे.
हेल्थ और टेस्ट की लड़ाई में अब आप रहिए 2 कदम आगे विद फिलिप्स एयर फ्रायर. इसकी ट्विन टर्बो स्टार टेक्नोलॉजी कुक्स विद अप टू 90% लेस फैट. देयर इज ऑलवेज अ वे टू मेक लाइफ बेटर. इनोवेशन एंड यू. Philips.